Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Deadly Spark and welcome back to another Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator video. Now today, we are doing werewolves versus heavy knights. I've got 2,000 werewolves and I've got 15,000 heavy knights. I've taken the gamble that the werewolves are pretty strong because they held their own really well against the juice men. Um, So I'm hoping that 15,000 is not too much, but if it is what it is. So without further ado, we are going to begin, and let's go. They're doing the same thing, trying to do the runaround, but all they're gonna do is run into a damn cliff. I noticed after I set this up that this is the location of the first campaign mission. Oh, look at them charge up. Oh, apparently going that way is quicker. Interesting. Not going up this side, apparently. Now, let's see who is the best. Oh, they send them flying. But they die quicker than other things like, oh man, what are they called? Trolls. Dude, I'm so tired this morning. Oh no. Doesn't look like they're gonna fight 15,000. That's a lot of death. Please explain. This is not the way. Please, please explain why you choose to go this direction. There is no path. Oh, this looks cool. Bloody werewolves at the front. And they're all like just spreading out as units tumble down the hill. How far are they going? Oh, they're dead. Oh my god, they're doing it here too! What the fuck? Something tells me the AI pathing needs to be sorted out a little bit. Oh my god, they're just running off the damn cliff. So I don't think, I don't think the werewolves are going to be facing the full amount of knights, which is either going to be a really good thing or a terrible thing. Look how many bloody knights are back here because they're falling and then just... Oh my god. Are they done? No, they're melding. They're not done up here as well. But now, let's get into... Oh. The nitty-gritty, the actual fight. Quite a lot of werewolves are going down, so this could be fairly balanced, because there's still a bunch more werewolves and... Well, definitely a bunch more knights, but... I'm pretty sure most of the knights that have died at this point are ones that have just yeeted themselves off the cliff. How many tumbled all the way down to the bottom? Only 2. Yeah, fair enough. There's a couple more down here. Go. Yeah, these don't pile up the same though. They're probably disincentivized because there are units flying back, and that's why they're not piling up so much. But yeah, units even like the T-Rex, like they pile up tons, even despite how much they send units flying. But I think they insta-kill units, so there's probably a little bit of a difference. The werewolves don't seem like they do the same amount of damage as some of the other units. This actually could take a lot longer than I was expecting it to take. This could mean it's also a lot more balanced than I thought it was going to be as well. I thought either the werewolves were going to absolutely push through or these were just going to overwhelm them, but it's not like that at all. my god, so many are being flung down to the bottom. Hit him go. Oh, actually, the werewolves numbers are dropping actually surprisingly significantly. Though it's really hard to tell by direct numbers. Like, they seem to go back as far as each other, and judging by the spacing, they're still obviously much less because they started with less. But if it keeps going down at the same rate, then this could still be an even fight, though I do think it's probably advantageous to this side. So it is probably good that they yeeted themselves off the cliff, which doesn't sound like a good thing to say in hindsight. But, you know, here we are. I can't tell who's pushing either. I feel like if the werewolves all like backed each other up and were right up close, they'd probably be pushing. But as it seems like the knights are the ones pushing because of the gaps in the ranks of the werewolves, which is interesting. No, it seems like here it's a different sort of argument. It seems like they're all winning on this side. Because most of them don't seem like they're doing anything. They actually seem like they've pushed. But over here, it doesn't seem like they push. It only seems like there's just bodies back here because they're getting flung. Comment below who you think's going to win. I think it's still somewhat close, actually. Yeah, they seem to be pushing into each other at the same rate. So, wow, this is actually anyone's game. Though if I'm going to back someone, I'm going to back the side that has the most units, which I think is this side, because, oh my god, are they just... Jesus. I'm going to back the side that has the most units, because numbers tends to outweigh strength in smaller amounts. So the less there are, so like let's say it's like a 10v1, I'd expect like, well actually probably not a 10v1 with this matchup, but yeah, depending on how many there are, I'd expect them more to win. If it's by like equal DPS, I'd expect more to win because they get to attack from more angles. Whereas their rate of attack would probably be slower overall, and would have to rely on hitting more than one target at once, or else their damage potential is wasted. Why? Is it completely unnecessary? Oh my god, it is. They are dying here. Look at this pile. Look at this pile. This is either they're either dying because there's too many units here, or they're just dying. Oh my god. There is absolutely piles and piles and piles of them under that. And I think it's because there's too many units in the one area. Yeah, the knights are a victim of their own stupidity. And I reckon they would have definitely won, for sure, if they hadn't thrown themselves off cliffs. Because as it is, this is still fairly close. There's still a bunch of werewolves left, and a ton of them are just focusing on cleaning up the messes the ones at the front make. But with stuff like this happening, I mean, it's stupidity, and units are somehow getting flung up here. Like, I don't know what's happening, to be honest. There are some weird map glitches and shenanigans that need to be sorted out, and I wonder if like some of the stuff that's happening is because of the campaign stuff, if it's like bleeding into the regular map. But I couldn't tell you what this is that's happening, and what was happening at the start that caused this. Yeah. Well, they actually, the more I look at it, the more it looks like the werewolves are pushing, but I don't know if that's just because this side's actually working together more than these middle sections. There's still so many. They're just chasing him all the way down. They just get flung and flung and flung again. And it's still close. Oh, look at that. There's a pile of stupidity. Yeah, this is still close. It still got to a point where I don't think I'd be able to call it. Though it is sort of, oh my god, look at, it's still getting to a point where it's still hard to call, especially with like how many units are piled up here. I don't know if how much of an effect that's going to have on the werewolves with the significance of how many there are. But there's still a bunch of werewolves, which is when there was like a bunch of these up back here. I didn't realize there were piles of stupidity back here as well. When there was units that were piled up back here, it was hard to tell. Like it looked like the werewolves were losing because they had units back to about here, but they were spread out and running all over the place. However, they're still fairly far back, while also spread all over the place. So I'm pleasantly surprised of the balance of this battle so far. It's weird because it seems like on this side the knights are pushing. Yeah, look at them. They're pushing because the werewolves are more concerned about chasing the bodies than actually holding the front line. But on this side, oh, now they're pushing on this side too. Yeah, now the knights are pushing because the werewolves are concerning themselves more with the hunt than holding the defensive line. That could be their downfall, actually. It is allowing the units to spread out a little bit here as well. No, actually, now it's becoming apparent that the werewolves are getting destroyed. Damn it. It was looking so good. The front lines must have just collapsed and then that was it. That's a shame. Oh, after praising the balance of the battle, it turns out it still wasn't perfect. Look at this shit though. What the fuck? Yeah, now it's like the whole numbers overwhelm strength deal where as soon as like 8 knights surround one, they insta die. Yes, as soon as the knights got like more than 5 units around the werewolves, that was it. So as soon as the numbers dropped below a certain amount and they started like I reckon if the werewolves held the line, they would have won. But as soon as it got to the point where the werewolves were just hunting down separate ones, the heavy knights could push into the mess and surround and just destroy, when it probably would have been better for the werewolves to just hold and deal with the ones that came up behind. Only 3,000 units left, which is pretty impressive. But with that, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more, feel free to subscribe. But I'll see you in the next video. Bye! All those shenanigans. That's a lot of death.